Hello, visit Bohemia on the like occasion, whereon my services are now. You shall see, as I have said, great difference betwixt our Bohemia and your Sicilia.
I think this coming summer, the King of Sicilia means to pay Bohemia the visitation which he justly owes him.
Wherein our entertainment shall shade us. We will be justified in our loves. For indeed,
Beseech you.
verily, I speak it in the freedom of my knowledge. We cannot, with such magnificence, in so rare, I know not what to say. We will give you sleepy drinks, that your senses, unintelligent or insufficient, may, though they cannot praise us, as little accuse us.
You pay a great deal too dear for what's given freely.
Believe me, I speak it as my understanding instructs me, and as mine honesty puts it to utterance.
Sicilia cannot show himself overkind to Bohemia. They were trained together in their childhoods, and there rooted betwixt them then such an affection which you cannot choose but branch now. Since their more mature dignities and royal necessity made separation of their society, their encounters, though not personal, have been royally attorneyed, with interchange of gifts, letters, loving embassies, that they have seemed to be together, though absent, shook hands as over a vast, and embraced, as it were, from the ends of opposed winds. The heavens continue their loves.
I think there is not in the world either malice or matter to alter it. You have unspeakable comfort, your young prince Mamillus. It is a gentleman of the greatest promise that ever came into my note.
I very much agree with you in the hopes of him. It is a gallant child, one that indeed physics the subject, makes old hearts fresh. Those that went on crutches ere he was born desire yet their life to see him a man.
Would they else be content to die?
Yes. There were no other excuse why they should desire to live.
If the king had no son, they would desire to live on crutches till he had one.
9 changes of the watery star have been the shepherd's note, since we have left our throne without a burden. Time is long again will be filled up, my brother, with our thanks, and yet we should for perpetuity go hence in debt. And therefore, like a cipher, yet standing in rich place, we multiply with one, we thank you, many thousands more that go before it.
Stay your thanks a while and pay them when you part.
Sir, that's tomorrow. I am questioned by my fears of what may chance or breed upon our absence, that may blow no sneaping winds at home to make us say, this is put forth too truly. Besides, I have stayed to tire your royalty.
We are tougher, brother, than you can put us to it.
No longer stay.
1 7-night longer.
Very sooth tomorrow.
We'll part the time between us then, and in that I'll no gainsay.
Press me not, beseech you so. There is no tongue that moves, none in the world so soon as yours could win me. So it should now were there necessity in your request, although 'twere needful I denied it. My affairs do even draw me homeward, which to hinder were in your love a whip to me, my stay to you a trouble and a charge, to save both. Farewell, our brother.
Tongue-tied, our queen, speak in.
I had thought, sir, to have held my peace until you had drawn oath from him not to stay. You, sir, charge him too coldly. Tell him you are sure on Bohemia as well. This satisfaction the bygone day proclaimed. Say this to him, he's beat from his best ward.
Well said, Hermione.
To tell he longs to see his son more strong. But let him say so then, and let him go. But let him swear so, and he shall not stay. We'll thwack him hence with dispatch. Yet of your royal presence I'll adventure the borrow a week. When at Bohemia you take my lord, I'll get left in my commission to let him there a month behind the jest prefixed for his parting. Yet good deed, Leontes, I love thee not a jar of the clock behind what lady she her lord. You'll stay?
No, madam.
Oh, nay, but you will.
I may not, verily.
Verily? You would put me off with limber vows, but I, though you would seek to unsphere the stars with oaths, should yet say, sir, no going. Verily you shall not go. A lady's verily is as potent as a good lord's. Will you go yet? Force me to keep you as a prisoner? So shall you pay your fees when you depart and spare your claims. What say you, my prisoner or my guest? By your dread verily, one of them you shall be.
Your guest then, madam. To be your prisoner should import offending, which is for me less easy to commit than you to punish.
Not your jailer then, but your kind hostess. Come, I'll question you of my lord's tricks and yours when you were boys. You were pretty lordlings then?
We were, fair queen, two lads that thought there was no more behind but such a day tomorrow as today. To be boy eternal.
Was not my lord the verier wag of the two?
We were as twinned lambs that did frisk in the sun and bleat the one at the other. What we changed was innocence for innocence. We knew not the doctrines of ill-doing, nor dreamed that any did. Had we pursued that life, and our weak spirits ne'er had been reared with stronger blood, we would have answered heaven boldly, not guilty. The imposition cleared hereditary hours.
By this we gather you have tripped since.
Oh, my most sacred lady, temptations have since been born to us. For in those unfledged days was my wife a girl. Your precious self had then not crossed the eyes of my young playfellow.
Grace to boot, of this made no conclusion, lest you say your queen and I are devils. Yet go on, the offences we've made you do will answer. If you but slipped with us, and that with us you did continue fault, and that you tripped not with any but with us.
Is he won yet?
He'll stay, my lord.
At my request he would not. Hermione, my dearest, thou never spokest to better purpose.
Never?
Never. But once.
What? Have I twice said well? I pity tell me. Crams with praise and make as fat as tame things. One good deed dying tongueless, there's 1,000 waiting upon that. Our praises are our wages. You may rise with one soft kiss 1,000 furlongs, or whisper we beat an acre. But to the goal. My last good deed was to entreat his stay. What was my first? It has an elder sister, or I'm mistaken. Oh, what the name of grace. But once I spoke to the purpose. When? Nay, let me have their long.
Why, that was when 3 crabbed months had soured themselves to death ere I could make thee open thy white hand and clap thyself my love. Then didst thou utter, I am yours forever.
I know you now, 'tis grace indeed. I have spoke to the purpose twice. The once forever earned a royal husband, the other for some while a friend.
Too hot. Too hot to mingle. Friendship far is mingling bloods. I have tremor cordis on me. My heart dances, but not for joy. Not joy. This entertainment may a free face put on, deriving liberty from heartiness, from bounty, fertile bosom, and well become the agent it may, I grant. But to be paddling palms and pinching fingers as now they are, and making practice smiles as in a looking glass, and then to sigh as 'twere the more to the dear. Oh, that is entertainment my bosom likes not, nor my brows. Mamillus, art thou my boy?
I let her go.
Effects. Why, that's my boarcock. What, hast smutched thy nose? Come, Captain, we must be neat. Not neat, but cleanly, Captain, and yet the steer, the heifer, and the calf are all called neat. Still virginaling upon his palm. How now, you wanton calf. Art thou my calf?
Yes, if you are my God.
Thou wants a rough passion, the shoots I have to be full like me, yet they say we're almost as like as eggs. women say so. That will say anything. But were they as false as all-dyed blacks, as wind, as waters, false as dice, so to be wished by one that fixes no bond twixt his and mine? Yet were it true to say this boy were like me. Comes the thing. Look on me with your welcome eye. Oh, sweet Philip. Most dearest my cult. Affection. Thy intention stabs the centre. Thou dost make possible things not so held. Communicatest with dreams. How can this be? With what's unreal, thou co-active art and fellow as nothing, then 'tis very credent thou mayst conjoin with something. And thou dost. And I find it, and that beyond commission, and that to the infection of my brains and hardening of my brows.
What means Cecilia?
Something seems unsettled.
How, my lord?
What cheer? How's it with you, best brother? No. In good earnest. How sometimes nature will betray its folly, its tenderness, and make itself a pastime to harder bosoms. Looking on the lines of my boy's face, methoughts I did recoil 23 years, and saw myself unbreeched in my green velvet coat, my dagger muzzled, lest it should bite its master and so prove, as ornaments oft do, too dangerous. How like I then was, methought, to this colonel, this squash, this gentleman. My honest friend, will you take eggs from my...
No, my lord, I'll fight.
Will! Why, happy man be as dull, eh? My brother, are you so fond of your young prince as we do seem to be of ours?
If at home, sir, he's all my exercise, my mirth, my matter, now my sworn friend, and then mine enemy, my parasite, my soldier, statesman and all. He makes a July's day as short as December, and with his varying childness cures in me thoughts that would thick my blood.
So stands the squire office with me. We two will walk, my lord, and leave you to your graver steps. Hermione, how thou lovest us, show in our brother's welcome. Let what is dear in Sicily be sheep next to myself and my young rover. He's a parent to my heart.
If you would seat us, we are yours in the garden. Does it end there?
To your own bents dispose you. You'll be found, be you beneath the sky. I am angling now. Though you perceive me not how I give lie. Go to how she pulls up the bill, the neb to him, and arms over the boldness of a wife to her allowing husband. Go on, already. Inch thick. Knee deep o'er head and ears. A forked one. Go play ball. Play. Thy mother plays, and I play. And so disgrace the part whose issue will list me to my grave, contempt and clamour will be mine now. Go play, boy! Play. There have been, or I am much deceived, cuckolds ere now. And many a man there is, even at this present now, while I speak this, holds his wife by the arm, and little thinks she has been sluiced in his absence, and is pond fished by his next neighbour, by Sir Smile, his neighbour. Nay, there's comfort in it, whilst other men have gates, and those gates opened as mine, against their will. Should all men despair that have revolted wives, 1/10 of mankind would hang themselves. Is it for there's none? It is a bawdy planet, and will strike where 'tis predominant and 'tis powerful. Think it from east, west, north, and south. Be it concluded, no barricado for a belly. No, it will let in and out the enemy with bag and baggage. Many thousand others have the disease, and feel it not. Come now, boy.
I am the king, they say.
I had some time. What? Camillo there?
Aye, my good lord.
Go play, Mamillus, thou art an honest man. Camillo, this great sir will stay yet longer.
You had much ado to make his anchor hold. When you cast out, it still came home.
Just noted.
He would not stay at your petitions. Made his business more material.
Disperceive it. There he will be, already whispering, rounding, Sicilia is heading. So forth. 'Tis far gone when I shall gust it last. How came it, Camillo, that he did stay?
Ah, the good queen's entreaty.
At the queen's be it. Which should be pertinent, but so it is not. Was this taken by any understanding pate but thou? For thy conceit is, so picked will draw in more than the common blocks, not notice is it, but by the finer natures, by some severals of headpiece extraordinary. No one messes but chance much of this business purblind. Say!
Business, my lord. I think most understand Bohemian stays here longer.
Huh?
Stays here longer.
Aye, but why?
To satisfy your highness and the entreaties of our most gracious mistress.
Satisfy. The entreaties of your mistress satisfy. Let that suffice. I have trusted thee, Camillo, with all the nearest things to my heart, as well my chamber counsels, wherein priest-like thou hast cleansed my bosom. I from thee departed, thy penitent reformed. But we have been deceived in thy integrity, deceived in that which seems so.
Be it forbid, my lord.
To bide upon it, thou art not honest, or if thou inclinest that way, thou art a coward, which hoaxes honesty behind, restraining from course required, or else thou must be counted a certain grafted in my serious trust, and they negligent, or else a fool that seest a game played home, the rich stake drawn and takes it all for jest.
My gracious lord, I may be negligent, foolish, fearful. In every one of these no man is free, but that is negligence, folly, fear, among the infinite doings of the world sometimes puts forth. In your affairs, my lord, if ever I were willful negligent, was my folly. If industriously I played the fool, it was my negligence, not weighing well the end. If ever fearful to do a thing where I issued out, whereof the execution did cry out against the non-performance, 'twas a fear which often affects the wisest. These, my lord, are such allowed infirmities that honesty is never free of. Beseech your grace, be plainer with me. Let me know my trespass by its own visage. If I then deny it, 'tis not mine.
Have not you seen, Camillo, but that's past doubt you have. Or your eyeglass is thicker than a cuckold's hoard. Or heard, for to a vision so apparent, rumour cannot be mute, or thought. Cogitation resides not in that man that does not think. My wife is slippery. If thou wilt confess, or else be impudently negative, have no eyes, no ears, no thought, then say, my wife's a hobby horse, deserves a name as rank as any flax, wench that puts two before her throat by. Say it and justify it.
I would not be a stander by to hear my sovereign mistress clouded so, without my present vengeance taken. True, my heart, you never spoke what did become you less than this, which to reiterate was sin as deep as that, though true.
Is whispering nothing, is leaning cheek on cheek, is meeting noses, kissing with inside lip, stopping the career of laughter with a sigh, a note infallible of breaking honesty, horsing, foot on foot, skulking in corners, wishing clocks more swift, hours, minutes, noon, midnight, and all eyes blind with the pin and web, but theirs only that would unseen be wicked. Is this nothing? Why, then the whole world and all that's in it is nothing. The covering sky is nothing. Bohemia nothing. My wife is nothing, nor nothing of these nothings, if it is indeed nothing.
Oh, my lord, be cured of this disease to me, for 'tis most dangerous.
Say it be. 'Tis true.
No. No, my lord.
It is. You lie. You lie, I say, thou liest, Camillo, and I hate thee! Renounce thee a gross lout, and mind a slave, or else a hovering temporizer, that comes with thine eyes at once see good and evil, inclining to them both! Were my wife's liver as infected as a life, she would not live the running of one glass!
Who does infect?
Why, he that wears her like a medal hanging about his neck! Bohemia! Who, if I had servants true about me, that bear eyes to see like mine honor, and their profits their own particular thrifts, they would do that which should undo more doing, I and thou. This cup-bearer, whom I from meaner form have benched and reared to worship, who may see plainly as heaven sees earth and earth sees heaven, how I am gold. Might suffice a cup to give mine enemy a lasting wink, which draught to me were cordial.
My lord, I could do this with a lingering dram that should not work maliciously like poison. I cannot believe this crack to be in my dread mistress, so sovereignly being won her. I have loved.
Make not thy question go rot. Thus think. I am so muddied, so unsettled to appoint myself in this vexation, sully the purity and whiteness of my sheets, which to preserve is sleep, which being spotted is golds, thorns, nettles, tails of wasps. Give scandal to the blood of the prince, my son, who I do think is mine, and love as mine, without right moving to it. Did I do this? Could man so blench?
I must believe you. I do. And will fetch off Bohemia for it. Provided that, when he's removed, your Highness would take again your queen as yours first, even for your son's sake, and thereby for sealing the injury of tongues in courts and kingdoms known and allied to yours.
Thou dost advise me, even as I mine own course have set down. I'll give no blemish to her honour, no.
Go then. With a countenance as clear as friendship wears at feasts, keep with Bohemia, and with your queen. I am his cupbearer. If from me he hath wholesome beverage, count me not.
This is all. Do it. Thou hast the one half of my heart. Do it not. Thus it's thy own.
I'll do it, my lord.
I will seem friendly as thou hast advised me.
Oh, miserable lady! But for me, what case stand I in? I am to be the poisoner of good Polixenes. My ground to do it is the obedience to a master, one who, in rebellion with himself, will have all that is so too. To do this deep promotion of yours. If I can find example of thousands that have struck anointed kings and flourished after, I cannot do it. But since nor brass, nor stone, nor parchment bears my fire, that villainy itself will spare it, I must forsake the court. To do it or no is certain to be ever. Happy star reign now, here comes Bohemia.
This is strange. Methinks my fate here begins to warp, not to speak. Good day, Camillo.
Hail, most royal sir.
What is the news in the court?
None rare, my lord.
The king hath on him such a countenance, as he had lost some province in a region loved as he loves himself. Even now I met him with the customary compliment, when he, wafting his eyes to the contrary, and falling the lip with much contempt, speeds from me, and leaves me to consider what is breeding that changes thus his manners.
I dare not know, my lord.
How dare not? Do not? Do you know and dare not? Be intelligent to me, 'tis thereabouts. For to yourself what you do know you must, and cannot say you dare not. Camilla, your changed complexions are to me a mirror, which shows me mine change as well. For I must be a party in these alterations, finding myself thus altered with it.
There is a sickness puts some of us in distemper, but I cannot name the disease. It is caught of you, as I yet know.
How caught of me? Make me not sighted like the basilisk. I have looked on thousands who have sped the better by my regard, but killed none so. Camillo, as you are certainly a gentleman, and there too clerk-like experience, which no less adorns our gentry than our parents' noble names, in whose success we are gentle. I beseech you, if you know aught which does behoove my knowledge, whereof to be informed, imprison it not in ignorant concealment.
I may not answer.
A sickness caught of me, and yet I bell. I must be answered. Dost thou hear, Camillo? I conjure thee by all the parts of man which honor does acknowledge, whereof the least is not the suit of mine, that thou declare what incidency thou dost guess of harm is creeping towards me. How far off, how near, which way to be prevented if to be, if not, how best to bear it.
Sir, I will tell you, since I am charged in honor and by him that I think honorable. Therefore mark my counsel, which must be even as swiftly followed as I need to utter it, for both yourself and me cry lost, and so good night.
On, good Camillo.
I am appointed here to murder you.
By whom, Camillo?
By the king.
For what?
He thinks, nay, with all confidence, he swears, as though he had seen it, or been an instrument to vice you to it, that you have touched his queen forbiddenly.
My best blood be turned to an infected jelly, and my name be yoked with his that did betray the best. Turn then my freshest reputation to a savor that may strike the dullest nostril where I ride, and my approach be shunned and they hated to, worse than the greatest infection that e'er was heard or read.
Swear his thought over, by each particular star in heaven, by all their influences, you may as well forbid the sea for to obey the moon, as or by oath remove or counsel shape the fabric of his folly, whose foundation is piled upon his faith and will continue the standing of his body.
How should this grow?
I know not. I'm sure 'tis safer to avoid what's grown than to question how 'tis born. If, therefore, you dare trust my honesty that lies enclosed in this trunk, which you must bear along in pawn, away tonight. Your followers I will whisper to the business, and will by twos and threes at several posterns clear them in the city. For myself, I'll put my fortunes to your service, which are here by this discovery lost. Be not uncertain, for by the honor of my parents I have uttered, which if you seek to prove, I dare not stand by. Nor shall you be safer than one condemned by the king's own mouth, thereon his execution sworn.
I do believe thee. I saw his heart in his face. Be pilot to me, and my places shall still neighbor mine. My ships are ready, my people did expect my hence departure 2 days ago. This jealousy is for a precious creature. As she's rare, must it be great, and as his person's mighty, must it be violent. And as he does conceive, he is dishonored by a man which ever professed him why. His revenges in that must be made more bitter. Fair shades of me. Good expedition be my friend, and comfort the gracious queen. Pardon his thing, but nothing of his ill-taken suspicion. Come, Camillo, I will respect thee as a father, if thou bearest my life off. Hence, let us avoid.
It is in mine authority to command the keys of all the posterns. Please, your highness, to take the urgent hour. Come, sir, away!
Leave the boy to me. He so troubles me. Tis past endurance.
Oh, my gracious lord, shall I be your playfellow?
No, oh, no.
Why, my sweet lord?
You kiss me hard and speak to me as if you're a baby still. I love you better.
And why so, my lord?
Not for because your brows are blacker. Yet black brows, they say, becomes the rule of best. So that maybe not too much of it, then the celestial, or happen to be compatible.
Who taught this?
I learned to know women's faces. Pray now, what color are your eyebrows?
Blue, my lord.
Nay, some more. I see you in blue, there's blue, not eyebrows.
Hark ye, the queen your mother with browns of face. We shall present our services to a fine new prince one of these days, and then you'll want him with us, if we'll have you.
She is spread late into a goodly bulk. Good time encounter her. What wisdom stirs amongst you? Come, sir, I am free again. Pray you sit by us and tell us a tale.
There your sad children.
As merry as you will.
A sad tale's best written. I go sprites and goblins.
Let's have that, good sir. Come on and do your best to frighten me with your sprites. You're powerful at it.
Here's a man.
Nay, come sit down. Then on.
Built by a church. I will tell you softly, don't create should not hear.
Come on, then, give me my ear.
Was he met there? His train? Camillo with him.
Behind the tough python. We saw my men scour so on their ways. I eyed them even to their ships.
How blessed am I in my just censure, in my true opinion. Lack for lesser knowledge. How cursed in being so blessed. There may be in the cup a spider steeped, and one may drink, depart, and yet partake no venom, for his knowledge is not infected. But if one present the poured ingredient to his eye, make known how he hath drunk, he cracks his gorge, his side with violent hefts. I have drunk and seen the spider. Camillo was his helplessness, his pander. There was a plot against my life, my crown. All's true that is mistrusted. That false villain whom I employed was pre-employed by him. He has discovered my design, and I remain a pinched thing, a very trick for them to play at will. How came the postern so easily open?
By his great authority, which often hath prevailed no less than so in your command.
I know it too well. Give me the boy. I am glad you did not nurse him, though he does bear some signs of me, yet you have too much blood in him.
What is this, sport?
Then he shall not come about her. Away with him! And let her sport herself with that she's big with. What is Polixenes has made thee swell thus.
I would say he had not. For he swore you would believe me say. However you lean to the neighbor.
You, my lords, look on her. Mark her well. Be but about to say she is a goodly lady, and the justice of your hearts will there to add 'tis pity. She's not honest, honourable. Praise her, but for this her without door form, which on my faith preserves high speech and straight, the shrug, the hum or puff, these petty brands that calumny doth use. Oh, I am out that mercy does, for calumny will sear virtue itself. These shrugs, these hums and ha's, when you have said she's goodly, come between ere you can say she's honest. But be it known, from him that has most cause to grieve it should be. She's an adulteress.
Should a villain say so? The most replenished villain in the world? You are as much more villain. You, my lord, do but mistake.
You have mistook my lady Polixenes for Leontes. Oh, thou fiend! Which I'll not call a creature of thy place, lest barbarism making me the precedent should alike that which used to all degrees, and mannerly distinguishment leave out betwixt the prince and beggar. I have said she's an adulteress. I have said with whom? More? She's a traitor. And Camillo a February with her, and one that knows what she should shame to know herself, but with her most vile principle, that she's a bed swerver. Even as bad as those that Vulcans give bogus titles to. I am privy to this, the latest scheme.
No, by my life, privy to none of this. I will grieve you when you shall come to clearer knowledge. You have thus published me. Gentle, my lord, you scarce can write me firmly than to say you did mistake.
No. If I mistake in those foundations which I build upon, the centre is not big enough to bear a schoolboy's jam. Away with her to prison. He that shall speak for her is afar off guilty, but that he speaks.
There's some in the planet reigns. I must be patient until the heavens look with an aspect more favorable. Good, my lords, I am not prone to weeping as our sex commonly are, the want of which vain dew perchance shall dry your pities. But I have that honorable grief lodged here, which burns worse than tears dry. Beseech you all, my lords, with aspects so qualified as your charities shall best instruct you, measure me, and so the king's will be performed.
shall I be heard?
With that goes with me. Beseech your highness, my women may be with me, for you see my plight requires it. Do not wait for the ease, there is no cause. When you shall know your mistress has deserved prison, then abound in tears as I cannot. This action I now go on is for my better grace. Adieu, my lord. I never wished to see you sorry. Now I trust I shall. My women, come, you have leave.
Go, do our bidding. Hence!
Your Highness, call the Queen again.
You certainly should do, sir. Lest your justice prove violence, in which 3 brave ones suffer. Yourself, your queen, your son.
For her, my lord, I would mind byplay now and will do it, sir. Please accept it. The Queen is honest. In the eyes of heaven and to you, I mean only as she is, sir.
If it proves she's otherwise, I'll keep my stables where I lodge my wife. I'll go in couples with her. Then when I see and feel her, no farther trust her. For every inch of woman in the world, like every dram of woman's flesh, is false if she
Hold your pieces.
Good Michael,
It is for you we speak, not for ourselves. You are abused, and by some porter on that will be damned for it. Would I knew the villain, I would land damn him. Be sharp, Flo. I have 3 daughters. The eldest is 11, the second and third, 9 and some 5. If this prove true, they'll pay for it. By mine honor, I'll gout them all. 14 they shall not see to bring false generations. They're co-heirs, and I had rather live myself than that they should not produce fair issue.
Cease! No more. You smell this business with a sense as cold as is a dead man's nose. But I do see it and feel it, even as you feel doing thus. And see with all the instruments that feel.
So we need a brave to bury honesty. Just but a grain of the face to sweeten the whole dungy earth.
What lack I? Credit.
have rather you did lack than I, my lord, upon this ground. More it would content me to have her honor true than your suspicion be blamed for it, how you might.
Why? What need we commune with you of this, but rather follow our forceful instigation? Our prerogative calls not your counsels, but our natural goodness imparts this, which if you, or stupefied, or seeming so in skill, cannot or will not relish a truth like us. Inform yourselves, we need no more of your advice. The matter, the loss, the gain, the ordering of it is all properly ours.
And I wish, my liege, you had only in your silent judgment tried it, without more overture.
How could that be? Either thou art most ignorant by age, or thou wert born a fool. Camillo's flight added to their familiarity, which was as gross as ever touched conjecture, that lacked sight only. Nor for approbation, but only seeing. All other circumstances made up to the deed that push on this proceeding. Yet, for a greater confirmation, for in an act of this importance 'twere most piteous to be wild, I have dispatched in post to sacred Delphos, to Apollo's temple, Cleomenes and Dion, whom you know of stuffed sufficiency. Now from the oracle they will bring all, whose spiritual counsel had, shall stop or spur. Have I done well?
Well done, my lord.
Though I am satisfied and need no more than what I know, yet shall the oracle give rest to the minds of others, such as he whose ignorant credulity will not come up to the truth. So have we thought it good from our free person she should be confined, lest such treachery of the two fled hence be left heard before. Come, we are to speak in public, for this business will raise us all.
Laughter, as I take it, when truth is known.
keeper of the prison, call to him. Let him have knowledge who I am. Good lady, there is no court in Europe too good for thee. What dost thou there in prison? Now, good sir, you know me, do you not?
For a worthy lady, and one whom much I honor.
Pray you then, conduct me to the queen.
I may not, but to the contrary, I have expressed command.
Here's it too. To lock up honor and honesty from the access of gentle visitors. Is it lawful, pray you, to see her ring? And is that Emilia?
So please, you know, to put apart this, your attendant, I shall bring you in.
Pray now, Paul, withdraw yourself.
And madam, you must be present at your conference.
Be it so. There's such a dues to make no stain as stained as passes in color. Dear gentlewoman, how fares our gracious lady?
As well as one so good and so forlorn we hold together. And her frights and griefs, which never tender lady could perform greatly. She's something before her time to live with.
A boy?
A daughter, and a goodly babe, lusty and light to live. He receives much comfort in it. Says, the poor prisoner, innocent as you.
Dare be strong. These dangerous, unsafe loons of the king beshrew them. He must be told on it, and he shall. The office becomes a woman best. I'll take it upon me. I prove honey now. Let my tongue blister, and never to my red-looked anger be the trumpet anymore. Dear Emilia, commend my best obedience to the queen. If she dares to trust me with her little babe, I'll show it to the king, and undertake to be her advocate to the loudest. You do not know how he may soften at the sight of a child. The silence of with pure innocence persuades them to speak your face.
Most worthy madam, your honor and your goodness are so evident that you not miss a free honor. There is no woman so meet for this great man. Please, your ladyship, I'll visit the next room. I'll presently acquaint the queen of your most noble offer. But today, hindered by this design, durst not tempt a minister of honor lest she should be denied.
Tell her, Emilia, I'll use that tongue I have. If wit flow from it, as boldness from my bosom, let it not be doubted I shall be good.
Be blessed with her. Please you, come something near.
Madam, if it please the queen to bring the babe, I know not what I shall incur to pass it, having no warrant.
You need not fear God. This child was prisoner to the womb, and is by law and process of great nature, thence freed and enfranchised, not a party to the anger of the king, nor guilty of, if any, the trespass of the queen.
I do believe it.
Do not you fear. Upon mine honor I will stand betwixt you and danger.
No night, no day, no rest. This is but weakness to bear the matter thus, mere weakness. If the cause were not in being, part of the cause, she be adulterous, for the harlot king is quite beyond mine arm, out of the blank and level of my brain not proof. But she, I can hook to me. Say that she were gone, given to the fire, a moiety of my breast might come to me again. Who's there?
Our
lord.
How does the boy?
He took a rest tonight. 'Tis hoped his sickness is discharged.
To see his nobleness, conceiving the dishonor of his mother, he straight declined, drooped, took it, deeply fastened and fixed the shame in himself, threw off his spirit, his appetite, his sleep. And outright landed. Leave me so. Go see how he fares. Fine, no thought of him. The very thought of my revenge is that way to recoil upon me. In himself, too mighty, and in his parties, his alliance, for present vengeance. Take it on her. Come below, and Polixenes, laugh at me. Make their pastime and my sorrow. They should not laugh if I could reach them. Nor shall she within my power.
You must not enter.
Nay, rather, good my lords, be second to me. Fear you his tyrannous passions more, alas, than the queen's life? A gracious, innocent soul, more free than he is jealous.
That's enough.
Madam, you have not slept tonight. Commanded none should come out.
Not so hot, good sir. I come to bring him sleep. 'Tis such as you that creep like shadows by him and do sigh at each his needless heavings. Such as you nourish the cause of his awakening. I do come with words as medicinal as true, honest as either, to purge him of that humor which presses him from sleep.
What noise there, ho!
No noise, my lord, but needful conference about some gossips for your highness.
How? Away with that audacious lady. Antigonus, I charge thee she should not come about me. I knew she would.
I told her so, my lord. On your displeasure's peril and on mine, she should not visit you.
What, canst not rule her?
From all dishonesty he can. In this, unless he take the course that you have done, commit me for committing honor, trust it, he shall not rule me.
Now, you hear. She will take the reins, I let her run, and she'll not stumble.
With my liege I come, and I beseech you hear me, as one who professes thyself your loyal servant, your physician, your most obedient counselor, yet that dares less appear so in comforting your evils than such as most seem yours. I say I come from your good queen.
Good queen.
Good queen, my lord, good queen. I say good queen, and would by combat make her good, so were I a man, the worst about you.
Force her hence.
Let him that makes but trifles of his eyes first hand me. Of my own will I off, but first I'll do my errand. The good queen, for she is good, hath brought you forth a daughter. Here it is. Commends it to your blessing.
Out! A mankind witch! Henceforth, out the door, roasting, challenges, and bored!
Not so! I am as ignorant in that as you in so calling me, and no less honest than you are mad, which is enough, I'll warn, as this world goes, to pass for honest.
Traitors, will you not push her out? Give her the bastard. Thou, dotard, thou art woman-tired, unroosted by thy king partlet here. Take up the bastard. Take it up, I say! Give it to thy throne!
Forever unvenerable be thy hands, if thou takest up the princess, by that forced baseness which he has put upon it.
He dreads his wife.
So I would you did. Then 'twere past all doubt you call your children yours.
A nest of traitors.
I have none by this good light.
Nor I, nor any but one that's here, and that's himself. For he, the sacred honor of himself, his queens, his hopeful sons, his babes, he trains to slander, whose sting is sharper than the swords, and will not, for as the case now stands, it is a curse, he cannot be compelled to it, once remove the root of his opinion, which is as rotten as ever oak or stone was sound.
A cad, a boundless tongue, who late hath beat her husband, and now baits me. This rat is none of mine. It is the issue of Polixenes. Hence with it, and together with the damned, commit them to the fire.
It is yours, and might we lay the old proverb to your charge, so likely 'tis the worse. Behold, my lords, although the book be little, the whole matter and copy of the father, eye, nose, lip, his forehead, nay, the valley, the pretty dimples in his chin and cheek, his smiles, the very mold and frame of hand, nail, finger. And thou, good goddess nature, who hast made it so like to him that got it, if thou hast the ordering of the mind too, mongst all colors no yellow in it, lest she suspect, as he does, her children, not her husband's.
A gross hag. And Losel, thou art worthy to be hanged that will not stay her tongue.
Hang all the husbands that cannot do that feat, you'll leave yourself hardly one subject.
Once more. Force her hence.
A most unworthy and unnatural lord can do no more.
I'll have thee burnt!
I care not. It is a heretic which makes the fire, not she which burns in it. I'll not call you tyrant. This most cruel usage of your queen, not able to produce more accusation than your own weak-hinged fancy. Something savours of tyranny, and will ignoble make you, yea, scandalous to the world.
On your allegiance, out of the chamber with her. Were I a tyrant, where were her life? She does not call me so if she did know me one. Away with her.
I pray you do not push me. I'll be gone. Look to your babe, my lord. 'Tis yours. Jove sent her a better guiding spirit. What needs these hands? You that are thus so tender o'er his follies can never do him good. Not one of you. So, farewell. We are gone.
Thou, traitor, hast set on thy wife to this.
I did not, sir.
My child. Away with it. Even thou that hast a heart so tender o'er it, take it hence, and see it instantly consumed with fire. Even thou, and none but thou, take it up straight. Within this hour, bring me word 'tis done, and by good testimony, or I'll seize thy blood with what thou else call'st thine. If thou wilt refuse an encounter with my mom, say so. The bastard brains would be my proper hand. Shall I dash out? Go take it in the fire, for thou setst on my wife.
I did not, sir. These lords, my noble fellows, if they please, can clear me in it.
We can, my lord. He is not guilty of her
You're
color.
liars, all!
Beseech your highness, give us better credit. We have always truly served you. Beseech so to esteem of us. On our knees, we beg, as recompense for our dear services, past and to come, that you do change this purpose, which being so horrible, so bloody, must lead on to some foul issue. We all kneel.
I'm a feather for each wind that blows. Shall I live to see this bastard kneel and call me father? Better burn it now than cuss it dead. But be it. Let it live. It shall not neither. You, sir, come you hither. You that have been so tenderly officious with Lady Marjorie, your midwife there, to save this bastard's life. For 'tis a bastard, so sure as his field's grey. What will you venture to save this brat's life?
Anything, my lord, that my ability may undergo and nobleness impose. At least thus much. I'll pawn the little blood which I have left to save the innocent. Anything possible.
It shall be possible. Swear by this sword thou wilt perform my bidding.
I will, my lord.
Mark and perform it, seest thou, for the fail of any point in it shall not only be death to thyself, but to thy lewd-tongued wife, whom for this time we pardon. We do enjoin thee, as thou art liege man to us, that thou carry this bastard hence, and that thou bear it to some remote and deserted place quite out of our dominions, and that there thou leave it without more mercy to its own protection and favour of the climate, as by strange fortune it came to us, and to injustice charge thee on thy soul's peril and thy body's torture, that thou commend it strangely to some place where chance may nurse or end it. Take it up.
I swear to do this. In the present death have been more merciful. Come on, poor baby. Some powerful spirit instruct the kites and ravens to be thy nurses. Wolves and bears, they say, casting their savageness aside, perform like offices of pity. Sir, be prosperous and born in this deed required. A blessing against this cruelty right on this side. Poor thing, condemned to false.
No. I'll not rear another's issue.
These planets, hosts from those who sent to Europe, are come an hour since. Leones and Dial, being mother and Delphus, they both landed, east and coast.
Please you, sir. Their speed hath been beyond all account.
23 days they have been absent. 'Tis good speed. Foretells the great Apollo suddenly will have the truth of this appear. Prepare you, my lord, summon a session, that we may arraign our most disloyal lady. For as she has been publicly accused, so shall she have a just and open trial. Oh, as she lives, my heart will be a burden to me. Go, and think upon our bidding.
but of all, the burst and ear-deafening voice of the oracle, kin to Jove's thunder, so surprised my sense that I was nothing.
If the event of the journey proved as successful to the Queen, oh, be it so, as it has been to us, rare, pleasant, sweetie, the time is worth the use on it.
Great Apollo, turn all to the best. These proclamations, so forcing faults upon Hermione, I little like.
The violent carriage of it will clearer end the business. When the oracle, thus by Apollo's great divine sealed up, shall its contents discovered, something rare even then shall rush to knowledge. Go, fresh horses, and gracious be the issue.
This session, to our great grief, we pronounce. The party tried, the daughter of a king, our wife, and one of us too much beloved. Let us be cleared of being tyrannous, since we so openly proceed in justice, which shall have due course, even to the guilt or the purgation. Produce the prisoner.
It is His Highness's pleasure that the Queen appear in person here in court. Silence!
Read the indictment.
Hermione, Queen to the worthy Leontes, King of Sicilia, thou art here accused and arraigned of high treason, in committing adultery with Polixenes, King of Bohemia, in conspiring with Camillo to take away the life of our sovereign lord the king, thy royal husband. The pretense whereof being by circumstances partly laid open, thou, Hermione, contrary to the faith and allegiance of a true subject, didst counsel and aid them for their better safety to fly away by night.
Since what I am to say must be but that which contradicts my accusation, and the testimony on my part no other but what comes from myself, it shall scarce boot me to say not guilty. Mine integrity being counted falsehood, shall, as I express it, be so received. But thus, if powers divine behold our human actions as they do, I doubt not then, but innocence shall make false accusation blush, and tyranny tremble of patience. You, my lord, best know, who least will seem to do so. My past life hath been as continent, as chaste, as true, as I am now unhappy, which is more than history can pattern, though devised and played to take spectators. For behold me, fellow of the royal bed, which owned royalty of a throne, a great king's daughter, here standing to prate and talk for life and honor, for who pleased to come here. For life, I prize it as I may grief, which I would spare. For honor, 'tis a derivative from you to mine. and only that I stand for. I appeal to your own conscience, sir. Before Polixenes came to your court, how I was in your grace, how merited to be so. Since he came, with what encounter so incurred, I have strayed to appear thus. If one jot behind the bound of honor, or an act or will that way alone, harden be the hearts of all that hear me, and my nearest of kin cry fie upon my grave.
I ne'er heard yet that any of these bolder vices wanted less impudence to gainsay what they did than to perform it first.
That's true enough, though 'tis the same, sir, not due to me.
You will not own it.
More than mistress of what comes to me in name of fault, I must not at all acknowledge. For Polixenes, with whom I am accused, I do confess I loved him. Sin honor he required. Such a kind of love as might befit a lady like me. A kind of love, even such, so and no other, as yourself commanded. Which not to have done, I think, had been in me both dishonor and ingratitude toward you and toward your friend, whose love had spoke, even since it could speak, when an infant, freely, it was good. Over conspiracy, I know not how it takes, though it be dished for me to try how. All I know of it is that Camilla was an honest man, and the gods themselves, why he left your court, wanting no more than I, are ignorant.
You knew of his departure, as you know what you have undertaken to do in his absence.
Sir, you speak a language that I understand not. My life stands in the level of your dreams, which I'll lay down.
Your actions are my dreams. You had a bastard by Polixenes, and I but dreamed it. As you were past all shame, those of your fact are so past all truth, which to deny concerns more than avails. For as thy rat hath been cast out like to itself, no farther owning it, which is indeed more criminal in thee than it, so thou shalt feel our justice, in whose easiest passage look for no less than death.
Sir, spare your threats. The love which you would frame me with, I seek. To me can life be no comfort. The crown and comfort of my life, your favor, I too give law, for I do feel it gone, but know not how it went. My second joy, and first fruits of my body, from whose presence I am barred like one infectious. My third comfort, starved most unluckily, is from my breast the innocent milk in its most innocent mouth, haled out to murder. Myself, on every post, proclaimed a strumpet with immodest hatred, the childbed privilege denied, which belongs to women of all fashion. Lastly, hurried here to this place in the open air before I have got strength of living. Therefore, tell me what blessings I have here alive, that I should fear to die. Therefore proceed. Yet know this, mistake me not, no life, I prize it not strong, but for mine honor, which I would save. If I am to be condemned upon surmises, all proofs sleeping, else what your jealousies awake. I tell you 'tis written, your honors all, I do refer me to the oracle. Apollo be my judge.
Your request is altogether just. Therefore bring forth, and in Apollo's name, his oracle.
The Emperor of Russia was my father. Oh, that he were alive and here beholding this honor's trial. That
that you, Leontes and Dion, have been both at Delphos, and from thence have brought the sealed-up oracle by the hand delivered of great Apollo's priest, and since then have not dared to break the holy seal, nor read the secret statements.
All this we swear.
Break up the seals indeed.
Hermione is chaste, Polixenes blameless, Camilla a true subject, Leontes a jealous tyrant, his innocent babe truly begotten, and the king shall live without an heir, if that which is lost be not found.
Ah, blessed be the great Apollo.
Praise him.
Hast thou read truth?
I, my lord, even so, as it is here set down.
There is no truth at all in the oracle. The session shall proceed. This is mere falsehood.
My lord, the king! The king!
What is this business?
Oh, sir, I shall be hated to report it. The prince, your son, with mere conceit and fear of the queen's speed, is gone.
Gone.
Is dead.
Apollo is angry, and the heavens themselves do strike at my injustice. How now there?
This news is mortal to the queen. Look down and see what death is doing.
Take her hence. Her heart is but on chance she will recover. I have too much believed mine own suspicion. Beseech you tenderly apply to her some remedies for life. Apollo! Pardon. My great profaneness against thine oracle. I reconcile me to Polixenes. No woman, my queen. Recall the good Camillo, whom I proclaim a man of truth, of mercy. For being transported by my jealousies to bloody thoughts and to revenge, I chose Camillo. For the minister to poison my friend, Polixenes, which had been done. But that the good mind of Camillo tardied my swift command, though I with death and with reward did threaten and encourage him not doing it and being done. He most humane and filled with honor to my kingly guest, unclasped my practice, quit his fortunes here, which you knew great, and to the hazard of all uncertainties himself commended, no richer than his honor. How he glisters through my lust, and how his piety that my deeds take blood.
Woe while, oh, cut my lace, lest my heart cracking it break too. What studied torments tyrant has for me? What wheels, racks, fires? What flame? Boiling in leads or oils, what old or new torture must I receive? Whose every word deserves to taste of thy most worst? Thy tyranny, together working with thy jealousies, fancies too weak for boys, too green and idle for girls of 9, oh, think what they have done, and then run mad indeed, stark mad, for all thy bygone fooleries were but spices of it. That thou betrayedst Polixenes, 'twas nothing, that did but show thee of a fool, inconstant, and damnable ungrateful. Nor was it much thou wouldst have poisoned good Camillo's honor. I'll swear it. If word nor oath prevail not, go and see. Bring tincture or luster in her eye, her lip. Heat outwardly or breath within, I'll serve you as I would to the gods. But oh, that tyrant! Do not repent these things, for they are heavier than all thy woes can stir. Therefore betake thee to nothing but despair. 1,000 knees, 10,000 years together, naked, fasting upon a barren mountain and still winter, in storm perpetual, could not move the gods to look that way thou wert.
Go on. Go on. Thou canst not speak too much. I have deserved all tongues to talk to thee.
Say no more. However the business goes, you have made fault in the boldness of your speech.
I am sorry for it. All faults I make when I shall come to know whom I shall repent. Alas, I have shown too much the rashness of a woman. Whose touch to the noble heart. What's gone and what's past help should be past grief. Do not receive affliction at my petition. I beseech you rather let me be punished, that have minded you of what you should forget. Now would my liege, sir, royal sir, forgive a foolish woman. The love I bore you, queen. Love fooled her. I'll speak of her no more, nor of your children. I'll not remember you of my own glory, who is lost too. Take your patience to you, and I'll say nothing.
Thou didst speak well, when most the truth, which I receive, much better than to be pitied of thee. Come, lead me to the dead bodies of my queen and son. One grave shall be for both. Upon them shall the causes of their death appear, unto our shame perpetual. Once a day I'll visit the chapel where they lie, and tears shed there shall be my recreation. So long as nature will bear up with this exercise, so long I daily vow to use it. Come, and lead me to his side.
Fear we have landed in ill time. Skies will bring the threat and present bluster. For my conscience, Citizens without the upper hand are angry with our opponents.
The sacred wills be done. Go, get up. Look to thy bar. It'll not be long before I call upon you.
Make your best haste, and go not too far in the land. 'Tis like to be loud weather. Besides, this place is famous for the creatures of prey that keep upon it.
Go thou away. I'll follow instantly.
I am glad at heart to be so rid of the business.
Come on, little baby. I have heard, not believe, the spirits of the dead may walk again. If such things be, thy mother came to me last night. The wildest dream is so like a waking. To me comes a creature, her head sometimes on one side, sometimes another. saw a vessel like sorrow, so filled and so becoming. In pure white robes, like very sanctity, she did approach the cabin where I lay, bowed thrice before me, gasping as if to begin some speech. Her eyes would become two stars. The Fury spent anon to disbreak from her, good Antaeus, since fate hath against thy better disposition appointed thee to be the thrower out of my poor babe, according to thine oath, places are broken up her in Bohemia. Where weep, and leave it crying. And for the babe is counted lost forever. Perdita, it could be called. For this ungentle business put on thee by my lord, thou ne'er shalt see thy wife, call thine no more. And so with she melted into air. The frightened by the time to reflect myself. Thought this was so, and no slumber. Dreams are toys, yet for this once, yea, superstitiously, I will be squared by this. I do believe Hermione suffered death, and that Apollo would, this being indeed the issue of King Polixenes, here be laid, for life or death, on the earth of his right father. Lawson, speed thee well. There am I, and there, thy character. There these, which may, if fortune please, breathe, and still rest thine. Sworn wings. Oh, wretch, that for thy mother's fault art thus exposed to loss and what will follow. Weep I cannot, but my heart bleeds. Most accursed am I who by oath enjoined to this. Farewell. The day frowns more and more. Thou art like to have lullaby too rough. I never saw the heavens so dimmed by day. A savage clamor. Well, may I get order?
Getting wenches with child, wronging the ancientry, stealing, fighting. Argue it out. Would any but these boiled brains of 19 and 2 and 20 hunt this weather? They have scared away 2 of my best sheep, which I fear the whole horsemen are finding a master. Anywhere I have them is by the seaside, browsing idly. They're not going to do that though. First, Adonis, a barn, a very pretty barn. A boy or a child, pretty one, very pretty. Sure, some scheme. I'm not bookish. Read, waiting gentlewoman. This has been some stair work, some trunk work, some behind door work. They were warmer that got this than the poor thing is here. I'll take it up for pity. Guess I'll tarry till my son comes. He held it ready for now. What ails thou, man?
I have seen 2 such sights, by sea and by land. But I am not to say this is sea, for it is now sky. Betwixt a firmament and it, you cannot thrust a buckman's point.
Why, boy, how is that's not the point. Oh, the most piteous cry of the poor souls. Sometimes to see them and not to see them. Now the ship, pouring the moon with her mainmast, and anon swallowed by the Easton froth, and you thrust a cork into a hogshead. And then, for the land service, to see how the bear tore out his shoulder bone. How he cried to me for help and said his name was Antigonus, a nobleman. But to make an end of the ship, to see how the sea flattened dragged it, how the poor souls roared, and the sea mocked them. The poor gentleman roared, and the bear mocked him. Both roaring louder than sea or weather. Name of mercy, boy, when was this? Now! I have not yet winked since I saw these sights. The men are not yet cold underwater, nor the bear half dined on the gentleman. He's at it now. Would I had been by to have helped the old man. I would you had been by the ship's side to have helped her. Then your charity would have lacked footing. What heavy matters. But look me here, boy. Now bless thyself. Thou medst with things dying, I with things newborn. Here's a sight for thee. Look thee, a bearing cloth for a squire's child. Look thee here. Take up, boy. Open it. So let's see. It was told me I should be rich by the fairies. This is some changeling. Open it. What's within, boy? You're a maid, old man. If the sins of your youth are forgiven you, you're well to live. Gold! Oh, gold! This is fairy gold, boy. And who proves so? Up with it. Keep it close. Home the next way. We are lucky, boy, that to be so still requires nothing but secrecy. Let my sheep go. Come, the boy, next way home. Go you the next way with your findings. I'll go see if the bear be gone from the gentleman and how much he hath eaten. They are never cursed but when they're hungry. If there be any of them left, I'll bury it. That's a good deed. If thou mayest discern by that which is left of him what he is, fetch me to the sight of him. And marry will I, and you shall help put him in the ground. 'Tis a lucky day, boy. Do good deeds on it.
Joy and terror of good and bad, that makes and unfolds error. Now take upon me in the name of time to use my wings. Imputed not a crime to me or my swift passage, that I slide for 16 years, and leave the growth untried of that wide gap. Since it is in my power to o'erthrow law, and in one self-born hour to plant and o'erwhelm custom. Let me pass the same I am, ere ancient order was, or what is now received, eyewitness to the times that brought them in. So shall I do to the freshest things now reigning, and stale the glistering of this present. as my tale now seems to end. Your patience is allowing. I turn my glass, and give my scene such groaning as you have slept between. Leontes leaving, the effects of his fond jealousy so grieving that he shuts up himself. Imagine me, gentle spectators, that I now may be in fair Bohemia. And remember well I mentioned a son of kings, which Florizel I now name to you, and with speed so pace to speak of Perdita, now grown in grace equal with wonder. What of her ensues I list not prophesy, but let time's news be known as his brought forth. A shepherd's daughter, and what to her adheres is the argument of time. Of this allow, if ever you have spent time worse ere now. If never, yet the time himself doth say. He wishes earnestly, you never may.
I pray thee, good Camilla, be no more importunate. 'Tis a sickness denying thee anything, a death to grant this.
It's 15 years since I saw my country. Though I have for the most part been ere abroad, I desire to lay my bones there. Besides, the penitent king, my master, hath sent for me, to whose human sorrows I might be some allay. Or I foreween to think so. Which is another spur to my departure.
As thou lovest me, Camillo, blink not out the rest of thy services by leaving me now. The need I have of thee, thine own goodness hath made. Better not to have had thee than thus to want thee. Thou having made me businesses which none without thee can sufficiently manage, must either stay to execute them thyself, or take with thee the very services thou hast done. Which if I have not have considered, it's too much I cannot. To be more thankful to thee shall be my study. My profit therein the keeping friendships. Thy faithful country Sicilia, prithee speak no more. Whose very naming punishes me with the remembrance of that penitent, as thou callest him, and reconciled king, my brother, whose loss of his most precious queen and children are even now to be afresh lamented. Say to me, when sawest thou the Prince of Florizel, my son? Kings are no less unhappy, their issue not being gracious, than they are in losing them when they have approved their virtues.
Sir, it is 3 days since I saw the prince. What his happier affairs may be are to me unknown, but I have missingly noted that he is of late much removed from the court, and is less frequent in his princely exercise than formerly.
I have considered so much, Camillo, and with some care, so far that I have eyes under my service which look into his removedness, from whom I have this intelligence, that he is seldom from the house of the most homely shepherd, a man they say that from very nothing and beyond the imagination of his neighbors, has grown to an unspeakable estate.
I have heard, sir, of such a man, who hath a daughter of most rare note. Report of hers extended more than could be thought to begin from such a cottage.
That's likewise part of my intelligence, but I fear the angle that plucks our son thither. Thou shalt accompany us to the place, where we will, not appearing what we are, have some question with the shepherd, from whose simplicity I think it not uneasy to get the cause of my son's resort thither. Prithee, be my present partner in this business, and lay aside the thoughts of Cecilia.
I really make a way over.
The best, Camillo. We must disguise ourselves.
When daffodils begin to peer with hay, the dark sea over the vale, my love comes in the sweet of the year, for the red blood reigns in the winter's vale. The whitey bleaching on the hedge with hay, the sweet birds all have let my party to dawn for a pint of will wake it, and in the sparks of fountain.
My trap sheets. And the kite goes to lesser linen. I call him in who being as I am, bishop of a murder, is likewise a smacker up of unconsidered trifles. With thine dram I purchased this comparison, and my revenue is the city cheat. Gallows and knobs, powerful on the highway, beating and hangings are terrors. For the life to come, I sleep up not. A prize. A prize. Let me see. The 11 weather pods, every pod you'll count on. This was the cock's mine. I cannot do without counters. Let me see. What am I to buy from a sheep shearing feast? 3 pounds of sugar, 5 pounds of currants, rice. What will this sister of mine do with rice? But my father hath made her mistress of the sheep shearing, and she lays it on. She hath made me 24 nosegays for the shears, 3-man song of Goblin. Very good ones. But they're most of them meat and bases. But there is one Puritan amongst them. And he solves the hornpipes. I must have saffron to color the warning pipes. Mace, dates? No, that's out of my notes. Nutmeg, 7. A race or 2 of ginger, 4 pounds of prunes, and as many raisins of the sun.
Oh, let them have it
In the name of me!
Oh, help me! Help me! Pluck up these rags, and then...
Alack, poor soul! Thou hast need of more rags to lay on me, rather than have these off.
No, sir. Those of them offend me more than the stripes I have received, which are mighty ones, and millions.
Alas, poor man! A million of beating may come to a great matter.
I am robbed, sir, and beaten. My money and apparel taken from me, and these detestable things put upon me.
What, sir? By a horseman or a footman?
A footman, sweet sir, a footman.
Indeed, he should be a footman by the garments he has left with thee. If this be a horseman's coat, he hath seen very hot service. No, let me thy hand. Let me thy hand. Alas, poor soul.
Good sir, softly, good sir. I fear my shoulder blades out.
Oh,
sir, tenderly, you have done me a charitable service.
Dost thou lack any money? I have a little money for thee.
No! I beseech you, I have a kinsman, past 3/4 of a mile hence, unto whom I was going. There I shall have money or anything I want. Offer me no money. That kills my heart.
What manner of fellow was he that robbed you?
A fellow, sir, that has been known to go about with troll my dames. Do not tell, sweet sir, for which of his virtues it was, but he was certainly whipped out of the court.
His vices, you mean to say? There's no virtue whipped out of the court. They cherish it to make it stay there, and it will no more but abide.
Vices, I would say, sweet sir. I know this woman well. An incense, an apron, a process server, a bailiff. He then encompassed a circle of the parties, and married a tinker's wife within a mile of where my man in living lies. And after having thrown over many years of professions, particularly in blue, some call him Autolycus.
Oh, out upon him! Pray, for my life, pray! He wants weights, fairs, and bear baitings.
Yes, sir, that's the man that put me into this apparel.
Not a more cowardly rogue in all Bohemia. If you had but looked big and spit at him, he had a problem.
And that you knew I wanted to.
How do you now?
I'm much better. I can stand and walk. I will even take my leave of you and pace softly towards my kinsman.
Shall I help thee on the way?
No, good faith, sir.
Then, fare thee well. Must go buy spices for our sheep shearing.
Prosper you, sweet sir. The purse is not hot enough to purchase your spice.
Hope you enjoyed your sheep shearing too. I make not this sheep corrupt another, and the shearers prove sheep. Let me be a rule in my name put into the book of virtue.
Jog on, the fool to have faith. And merrily ends the silent lane. A merry heart goes all day, but your sad tires a mile away.
These your unusual weeds to each part of you do give a light. No shepherdess, but Flora, peering in April's front. This your sheep shearing is a meeting of the petty gods. Did you?
Sir, my gracious lord, to chide at your extremes it not becomes me. Oh, pardon that I name them. Your high self, the gracious mark of the land, you have obscured the swain's wearing, and me, poor lowly maid, most goddess-like cranked up. Whether our feasts in every mess have folly, the theatres digested for custom. I should blush to see you so tired, swoon, I think, to show myself a glass.
I bless the time when my good falcon made a flight across that faultless ground.
How Jove afford you cause. To me the difference forges dread. Your greatness hath not been used to fear. Even now I tremble to think your father, by some accident, should pass this way as you did. How would he look to see his work so noble, finely bound up? What would he say? Or how should I, in these my borrowed flaunts, behold the sternness of his presence?
Apprehend nothing but jollity. The gods themselves, humbling their deities to love, have taken the shapes of beasts upon them. Jupiter became a bull and bellowed. The green Neptune, a ram and bleated. The fire-robed god, golden Apollo, a poor humble swain as I see now. Their transformations were never for a piece of beauty yet, nor in a way so chaste, since my desires dwell not before my honor, nor my lusts burn hotter than my faith.
Oh, but sir, your resolution cannot hold when 'tis opposed, as it must be, by the power of the king. One of these two must be necessities, which then will speak that we must change this purpose, or I my life.
Oh, dear Sir Isaac, with these forced thoughts I pray thee, darken not the mirth of the feast. Or all be thine, my fair, or not my father's. For I cannot be mine own, nor anything to any if I be not thine. To this I am most constant, though destiny say no. Be merry, gentle. Strangle such thoughts as these with anything that you will do. See, the guest approach. Address yourself to entertain this sprightly, and let's be friends with her.
Oh, Lady Fortune, stand you auspicious.
See.
My daughter. When my old wife, on this day, she was both panther, butler, cook, both dame and servant. Welcome to all, serve all. Would sing her song and dance her turn. Down her upper end of the table, now in the middle, on his shoulder and his. Her face afire with labor. And the things she took to 20, she would to each one sip. You are retired, as if you were a feasted one and not the hostess of the meeting. Pray to bid these unknown friends to us welcome. Or is it way to make us better friends? No. Come, clench your blushes, and present yourself that is not the mistress of the feast. Come on, as welcome to your sheep shearing as your good flock shall prosper.
So welcome. It is my father's will I should take on you the hostess of the day. You're welcome, sir. Give me those flowers there, Thomas. Reverend sirs, for you there's rosemary and rue. These keep seeming in savor all the winter long. Grace and remembrance be to you both, and welcome to our shearing.
Shepherdess, a fair one are you. Well you fit our ages with flowers of winter.
Sir, the year growing ancient, not yet on summer's death, nor on the birth of trembling winter. The fairest flowers of the season are our carnations and streaked gillivores, which some call nature's bastards. Of that kind, our rustic gardens barren, and I care not to get slips of them.
Wherefore, gentle maiden, do you neglect them?
For I have heard it said there is an art, which in their piedness shares with great creating nature.
Say there be. But nature is made better by no means. But nature makes that mean. So over the art which you say adds to nature is an art that nature makes. You see, sweet maiden, we marry a gentler scheme to the wildest stock, and may conceive a barker of baser kind by blood of nobler race. This is an art which does mend nature, change it rather. But the art itself is nature.
So it is.
Then make thy God enrich in gillivores. Do not call them bastards.
I'll not put the devil in earth to send one slip of them, no more than were I painted, I would wish this youth should say 'twere well, only then desire to breathe my knee. Here's flowers for you. Hot lavender, mints, savory, marjoram, the marigold that goes to bed with the sun and quickly rises in evening. These are flowers of middle summer, and I think they are given to men of middle age. You're very welcome.
I can leave grazing where I have your flock and only live by gazing.
So easy, blasts of January would blow you through and through. Now, my fairest friend, I think I had some flowers in the spring that might become your time of day, and yours that wear upon your virgin branches yet your maiden heads growing. Oh, Proserpina, for the flowers now that frighted thou let'st fall from Odysseus' wagon, daffodils that come before the swallow dares and take the wings of March with beauty, violets dim but sweeter than the lids of Juno's eyes or Cytherea's breath, pale primroses that die unmarried ere they can behold bright Phoebus in his strength, a malady most incident to maids, bold oxlips in the crown imperial, lilies of all kinds, the flower goose being one. Oh, these I lack to make you garlands of, and my sweet friend to strew him o'er and o'er.
What, like a corpse?
No, like a bank for love to lie and play on, not like a corpse. Or if not to be buried, but quickened in mine arms. Come, take your flowers. Methinks I'd play as I have seen them do in wits and pastorals. Sure, this robe of mine does change my disposition.
What you do, still better is what is done. When you speak sweet, I'd have you do it ever. When you sing, I'd have you behind and sell so. So give alms. Pray so. For the ordering of your affairs to sing me too. When you do dance, I wish you a wave of the sea, that you might ever do nothing but move still so, and own no other function. Each you're doing so singular in each particular, crowns what you were doing in the present deeds. All your acts are queens.
Oh, Doricles, I fear your praises are too large, but that your youth and the true blood which peeps fairly through it give you out, an unstained shepherd. With wisdom I might fear, my Doricles, you rule elsewhere.
I think you have as little skill to fear as I have purpose to put you to it. But come, our dance, I pray. Your hand, my Perdetta. So turns pair that never.
I'll swear for it.
This is the prettiest low-born lass that ever ran in the greensward. Nothing she does or seems but smacks of something greater than herself. Too noble for this place.
He tells us something that makes her blood look on it.
Good sooth, she's the queen
queen of curds and cream.
Come, strike up.
Mopsa must be your mistress. Mary, garlic to mend hunting.
Now, in good time.
Not a word, no word. We stand upon our manners. Come, strike up.
Pray, good shepherd, what fair swain is this that dances with your daughter?
They call him Dorothy, and boasts himself to have a worthy beauty. But I have it on his own report, and I believe it. He looks like Sue. He says he loves my daughter. I think so too, for never gazed the moon upon the water, so stand and plead toward my daughter's eyes. And to be plain, I think there's not half a kiss to choose who loves her best.
She dances feebly.
So she does anything, though I reported it to be silent. Young Dorothy is delighted upon her. She shall bring him that which he not dreamed of.
Oh, you did but hear the peddler at the door. Dance again after a Abraham pipe. Now the bagpipe couldn't move you. You sing several songs faster you'll tell money. He utters them as he had peaks and valleys. All men's ears grew to his tune.
He could never come better. He should come in. I love a ballad, but even too well. It would be a very doleful thing, merrily set down, or a very pleasant thing indeed, and sung lamentably.
He has songs for man or woman of all sizes. No villain, and so fit his customers with gloves. He has prettiest love songs for man. So without Marjorie, which is strange. Except the delicate burdens of dildos and paintings. Jumper and thumper. Having some stretch mouth rascal wood, as it were. Me and Mischief and break a foul gap in the matters. He makes the maid answer. Whoop! Did me no harm, good man. What's it all? Slides him with did me no harm, good man.
This is a brave fellow.
Believe me, thou talkest of an admirable, conceited fellow. Hast he any unbraided wares?
I have ribbons of all the colors of the rainbow. Points more than all the lawyers in Bohemia can learnedly handle, though they come to him by the gross. Ankles, cambrics, caddises, lawns. Why, I chance them over as they were gods or goddesses. Think a smock were a she-angel. He so chanced to the sleeve hand, and the work about was square on it.
Prithee, bring him in, and let him approach singing.
For one thing that he used no scurrilous words in his tunes.
You have these peddlers that have more in them than you think, sister.
I could rather go about to think.
Long as white and dipping shows, cypress black as ever shown, bugle bracelet, necklace, and perfume for a lady's chamber. Golden cords and stomach birds, for my lads to love their fears. Into walking sticks of steel, but made like stone. Come by, oh me, come by, oh my, my natural your lasses cry. Come by.
I were not in love with Mopsa. Thou shouldst take no money of me. But being as enthralled as I am, it will also be the bondage of certain ribbons and gloves.
I was promised them against the feast, but they come not too late now.
He hath promised you more than that, or there be liars.
He has given you all he promised you. Maybe he hath given you more, which will shame you to give him again.
Is there no manners left among babes? Will they wear their plackets where they should bear their faces? Is there not milking time when you are going to bed, or kiln hole to whistle of these secrets? But you must be tittle-tattling before our guests? 'Tis well they're whispering. Clever your tongues, and not a word more.
I have done. Come, you promised me tawdry lace and a pair of sweet gloves.
Have I not told thee how I was cozened by the way and lost all my money?
Indeed, sir. There are more cozeners abroad, so it behooves men to be wary.
Fear not thou, man. Thou shalt lose nothing here.
Well, I hope so, sir, for I have about me many parcels of charge.
What hast thou here? Ballads?
I love a ballad in print, a life, but then we are sure they are true.
Here's one of a doleful tune. How a useless wife was brought to bed of 20 money bags at a virgin, and how she longed to eat addis heads and toads carbonado.
Think it true?
Very true, and but a month old.
Must need from marrying a usurer.
Pray be by it.
Come, let it by. We'll first see more ballads, and buy the other things and all.
Ah, here's another ballad of a fish that appeared off the coast on Wednesday, the 4th of April. 40,000 fathoms of water, and sung this ballad against the hard hearts of maids. It was thought that she was a woman, and was turned into a cold fish when she not changed flesh with one that else. The ballad is very pitiful, and that's true.
Is it true too, think you?
Five justices' hands at it, and more witnesses than my pack will hold.
Pray be by it.
Come, lay it by two. Another.
This is a bad ballad. What a pretty one.
Let's have some merry ones.
Why, this is a merry passing ballad, and goes to the tune of two maids wooing a man. There's scarce a maid westward but that sings it. 'Tis in request, I can tell you.
Shalt thou bear a part, thou shalt hear it. 'Tis in 3 parts.
We had it 2 knots a month ago.
I can bear my part. Thou must notice my occupation. How about you? Get you hence, for I must go where it fits you not to know.
Whither, oh whither, whither? It becomes thy oath full well. Thou to me thy secrets tell.
Me too, let me go thither.
Or thou goest to grange or mill. If to either thou dost ill.
Neither.
What neither?
Neither.
Thou hast sworn thy love to be.
Thou hast sworn it more to me.
Then whither go, say whither.
We'll have this song out and on by ourselves. My father and the gentlemen are in sad talk, and we'll not bother them. Bring away thy pack after me. Wenches, I'll buy for you both. Peddler will have the first choice. Follow me, girls.
Will you buy any cake, any lace for your cake, my dainty duck, my dear? Any lace, any thread, any toys for your head of the newest and finest wearer. Come to the peddler, money's a meddler, that all men's wearer.
There's 3 carters, 3 shepherds, 3 natures, 3 swineherds that have all made themselves men of hair. They call themselves salteers. And they have a dance, which the wenches say is a gallimaufry of gambles. Because they're not in. They themselves are of the mind. It would be not too rough for some that know little but bowling. Well, please, plentifully.
Oh, wait. Well, no. Here has been too much homely foolery already. I know, sir, we weary you.
You weary those that refresh us. Pray, let's see these 4 threes of them.
1 3 of them, by their own report, sir, have danced before the king. Not the worst of the 3, but jumps 12 foot and a half by the swine.
Leave your prating. As these good men are pleased, let them come in, but quickly now.
Why, they stay at the door, sir.
You know more of that here. Is it not too far gone? It's time to talk. Simple and intelligent. How now, my shepherd? Your heart is full of something that has taken your mind from the beast. When I was young and had to love as you do, I was wont to load my sheep with nags. A ransacked peddler's silken treasury that poured into her acceptance. Would have let him go and nothing martyred with him. If your last interpretation should be and call this your lack of love or bounty, you were straight before a reply, at least if you may care of the happy holder.
Old sir, I know she prizes not such trifles as these are. The gifts she looks for me are packed and locked up in my heart, which I have given already, but not delivered. Oh, hear me breathe my life before this ancient sir, graciously have some time love. Take thy hand. Its hand is soft as dove's down and white as it. Read your institute, and notice. Last twice over.
What follows this? How prettily the fair swain seems to wash the hand who's fair before. I have put you out. But to your appointed station, let me hear what you profess.
Do, and be witness to it.
And this, my neighbor too?
And he, and more than he, and men, the earth, the heavens, and all. That, were I crowned the most imperial monarch, thereof most worthy, were I the fairest youth that ever made eye swerve, had force and knowledge more than was ever man's, I would not prize them without her love. For her, employ them all. Commend them and condemn them to her service or to their own perdition.
Fairly offered. This shows us not irrational.
But, my daughter, say you would like to him.
I cannot speak so well, nothing so well. No, nor mean better. By the pattern of mine own thoughts, I cut out the purity of his.
Take hands, a bargain, and friends unknown, you shall bear witness to it. I give my daughter to him, and will make her portion equal his.
Oh, that must be in the virtue of your daughter. One being dead, I shall have more than you can dream of yet. Enough then for your wonder. But come on, contract us before these witnesses.
Come, your hand, and daughter, yours.
Soft, sway. Oh wow, beseech you. Have you a father?
I have, but what of him?
Now see of this?
He neither does nor shall.
Methinks a father is at the nuptial of his son a guest that best becomes the table. Pray you once more, is not your father grown and capable of reasonable affairs? Is he not stupid with age and altering rooms? Can he speak, hear, no man from man, dispute his own estate? Lies he not bedridden, and again does nothing but what he did being childish?
No, good sir. He has his health and ampler strength indeed than most have of his age.
I might wait here to alter him if this be so. A wrong something I feel you. Reason my son should choose himself a wife, but as good reason, the father, all whose joy is nothing else but fair posterity, should hold some counsel in such business.
I yield all this, but for some other reasons, my great sir, which 'tis not fit you know, I not acquaint my father with this business.
Let him know it.
He shall not.
Prithee, let him.
He must not.
Let him, my son. You shall not need to grieve at knowing of thy choice.
Come, he must not. Mark our contract.
Mark your divorce! Oh, son, I dare not call! Thou art too base to be acknowledged. Thou, a sceptous heir, that thus affects a sheephook! Oh, traitor, I am sorry that by hanging thee, I can but shorten thy life 1 week! And thou, fresh piece of excellent witchcraft, will force must know the royal fool thou call'st with. Oh, my heart! I will have thy beauty scratched with briars, and made more homely than thy state. For thee, fond boy, if I may ever know thou dost but sigh,
that thou no more shalt see this knack, as never, I mean thou shalt, will bar thee from succession, not hold thee of our blood, no, not our kin. Fair Deucalion off, mark thou my words, follow us to the court. Thou, churl, for this time, though full of our displeasure, yet be free from the dead blow of it. And you, enchantment, worthy enough a herdsman, yea, him too that makes himself. But for our honor therein unworthy thee, if ever henceforth thou these rural latches to his entrance open, or hoop his body more with thy embraces, I will devise a death as cruel for thee as thou art tender to it.
Even here undone. I was not much afeard. Once or twice I was about to speak and tell him plainly the self-same sun that shines upon his court hides not his visage from our cottage, but looks on alike. Will't please you, sir, be gone? I told you what would come of this. Beseech you of your own state take care. This dream of mine, being now awake, I'll queen it no inch further, but look my views.
Why, how now, father, speak, ere thou diest.
I cannot speak, nor think, nor dare to know that which I know. Oh, sir, you have undone a man of 83, that thought to fill his grave in quiet, yea, to die upon the bed my father died, to lie close by his honest bones. But now some hangman must put on my shroud, and lay me where no priest troubles in dust. Oh, cursed wretch! The noose this was the prince, and must adventure to mingle faith with him. Undone! Undone! If I might die within this hour, I have lived to die when I desire.
Why look you so upon me? I am but sorry, not afeard. Delayed, but nothing altered. What I was, I am. More straining on for plucking back, not following my leash unwillingly.
Gracious my lord, you know your father's temper. This time you will allow no further speech, which I do guess you do not purpose to him. Less hardly will he endure your sight as yet. Until the fury of his highness come not before him.
I not purpose it. I think, Camillo.
Even he, my lord.
How often have I told him 'twould be thus? How often said my dignity was last, but till 'twere known.
It cannot fail, but by the violation of my faith. And then let nature crush the sides of the earth together and mar the seeds within. What of thy looks? For my succession wipe me, father. I am heir to my affection.
Be advised.
I am, and by my fancy. If my reason will thereto be obedient, I have reason. If not, my senses, better pleased with madness, do bid it welcome.
This is desperate, sir.
So call it. But it does fulfill my vow. I needs must think it honesty. Camillo, not for Bohemia, nor the pomp that may be there at need. For all the sun sees, or the close earth wounds, or the profound sea hides in unknown fathoms, will I break my oath to this, my fair beloved. Therefore I pray you, as you have ever been my father's honored friend, when he shall miss me, as in faith, I mean not to see him any more. Cast your good counsels upon his passion. Let myself and fortune tug for the time to come. This you may know, and so deliver. I am put to sea. With her who here I cannot hold on shore. and most opportune to her need, I have a best rides fast by, though not prepared for this design. What course I mean to hold shall nothing benefit your knowledge, nor concern me the reporting.
Oh, my lord, I would your spirit were easier for advice, or stronger your need.
Aphrodite, I'll hear you by and by.
He's irremovable, resolved for flight. Now were I happy if his going I had framed to serve my turn, save him from danger, do him love and honor, purchase again the sight of dear Cecilia, and that unhappy king, my master, whom I had so much thirsted to see.
Good Camillo, I am so fraught with curious business that I leave out ceremony.
Sir, I think you know of my poor services, the love that I have borne your father.
Very nobly have you deserved. It is my father's music to speak your deeds. Not little his care to have them recompensed as thou.
Oh, my lord, it may please you to think I love, and through him what's nearest to him, which is your gracious self. Embrace but my direction. If your more ponderous and settled project may suffer alteration, on my path I will point you where you shall have such receiving as shall become your rights, where you may enjoy your mistress, from the whom I see there's no disjunction to be made, but by as heavens forfend your ruin. Marry her, and, with my best endeavors in your absence, your discontented father, strive to qualify and bring him up to liking.
How, Camillo, may this, almost a miracle, be done? That I may call thee something more than man, and after that trust to thee.
Have you thought on a place where to you go?
Not any yet. But as the unthought on accident is guilty to what we wildly do, so we profess ourselves to be the slaves of chance. And flies of every wind that blows.
Then list to me. This concludes. If you will not change your purpose but undergo this flight, make for Sicilia, and there present yourself and your fair princess, so I see she must be, for Leontes. She shall be happy as it becomes the partner of your bed. Methinks I see Leontes opening his free arms and weeping his welcomes forth. Asks thee the son forgiveness, as 'twere the father's person. Kisses the hands of your fresh princess. O'er and o'er divides himself twixt his unkindness and his kindness. The one he chides to hell, the other bids grow faster than thought or time.
Worthy Camillo, what color for my visitation shall I hold up before him?
Sent by the king, your father, to greet him and give him comforts. So the manner of your bearing towards him, with what you as from your father shall deliver, things known betwixt us three, I will write you down, which shall point you forth at every sitting what you must say, that he shall not perceive, but that you have your father's bosom there, and speak his very heart.
I am bound to you. There is some sap in this.
Of course, more promising than a wild dedication of yourselves to unpathed waters, undreamed shores, most certain to miseries enough. No hope to help you, but as you shake off one to take another, nothing so certain as your anchors, who do their best office if they can but stay you where you be loath to be. Besides, you know austerities, the very bond of love, whose fresh complexion and whose heart together affliction alters.
One of these is true. I think affliction may subdue the cheek, but not take the mind.
Yea, say you so. There shall not at your father's house these 7 years be born another such.
My good Camillo, she's as forward of her breeding as she is in the rear of our birth.
I cannot say 'tis pity she lacks instructions, for she seems a mistress to most that teach.
Your pardon, sir. This I'll blush to thanks.
My prettiest Perdita. But oh, the thorns we stand upon. Camillo, preserver of my father, now of me, the medicine of our house. How shall we do? We are not furnished like Bohemia's son, nor shall appear in Sicilia.
My lord, fear none of this. I think you know my fortunes you will lie there. It shall be so my cares with you royally appointed, as though the scene you play were mine. For instance, sir, that you may know you shall not want. One more.
very simple gentleman. I've sold all my trumpery. Not a counterfeit stone, not a glass comment, a brooch, table book, valet's knife, tape, gloves, shoe tie, to keep my back from plastic. They throng who should buy first, as if my trinkets were hurling and not benediction to fire. By which means I saw whose purse was best in picture, and what I saw to what good use I was good. I found he wants but something to be a rich man. He was so in love with the winter's song that he would not stir his pettitoes till he had both two new words. So drew the rest of the pack to me, and all their other senses stuck in ears. You could have pinched a placket. It was senseless. It was nothing to gild the codpiece of a purse. I might have found off keys that hung in chains. No hearing, no feeling. Just my sir's song and admiring of nothing of it. So it was in this time of lethargy that I picked up most of their festival verses. And had not the old man come in with a whoop up against his daughter and the king's son, I had not left a purse alive in the whole lot.
Nay, but my letters, why this means being there so soon as you arrive, shall clear that out.
And those that shall procure from King Leontes
shall satisfy your father.
Happy be you, all that you speak shows fair.
Who have we here? We'll make an instrument of this, or means nothing may give us aid.
But if they heard me now, Amy.
How good fellow? Why, shakest thou so? Fear not, man, here's no harm intended to thee.
I am a poor fellow, sir.
Why be so still? If no man will steal that from thee. Yet, for the outside of thy poverty, we must make an exchange. Therefore, dismiss thee instantly, and change garments with this gentleman here. So the pennyworth on his side be the worst, yet, only, there's some food.
Are you in earnest, sir?
I smell the trick on it.
Dispatch, I pray thee.
Nay, prithee, dispatch. The gentleman's half flayed already.
I have had earnest, sir, and I cannot in conscience take it.
Dispatch.
Unbuckle, unbuckle! Fortunate mistress, let my prophecy come home to you. You must retire yourself. Take your sweetheart's hat, pluck it o'er your brows, muffle your face, dismantle as you can, disliking the truth of your own sin, that you may, as you fear eyes over, to shipboard yet unsolved.
Place so lies that I must bear upon.
Have you done there?
Should I now meet my father, he would not call me son.
Nay, you shall have no hat. Come, fair lady, come. Farewell, my friend.
Adieu, sir.
Oh, Perdita, what have we twain forgot? Pray you, a word.
What I do next shall be to tell the king of this escape, and whither they are bound. Wherein my hope is I shall so prevail to force him after, in whose company I shall refuse to see him, from whose sight I have a woman's love.
Fortune speed us. Thus we set on to the seaside.
The swifter speed, the better.
I understand the business. I hear it. An open ear, a quick eye, and a nimble hand is necessary for my purpose. A good nose is requisite also to smell out word from the other senses. I see that this is the time of the unjust man doth thrive. To an extent it has been without food. What a boot is here with this exchange. Sure the gods do this year connive of us. We may do anything except it. The prince himself is about to have a piece of iniquity, stealing away from his father with his clog at his heels. If I thought it a piece of honesty to acquaint me, I would not do it. I hold the more need to conceal it, and therein am I constant is hide.
There is more matter for a hot frame.
Every name's end, every sharp church set up hanging. He's a careful man.
See what a man brought out. There is no other way but to tell the king she's a change. And none of your flesh and blood. Nay, but hear me. Nay, but hear me. She being flesh and blood. Your flesh and blood has not offended me. And your flesh and blood has got to be punished by him. Show him those things you found there. Those secret things. All but what she hath with. This being done, let the logger whistle, I warrant you. I will tell the king all, every word. Yea, and his son's pranks too, who, I may say, is no honest man, either to his father or to me, to go about to make me the king's brother-in-law. Indeed, a brother-in-law was the farthest off you could have been to him. And his blood had been a hero by I know not how much an ounce.
Very wisely, puppies.
Well, let us to the king. There is that in his father will make him scratch his back.
I know not what complaint this may be to the flight of my master.
Pray hardly he be at palace.
Though I am not naturally honest, I am so sometimes by chance. Pocket up my pen and script.
Oh, now, what's this? Whither are you bound?
To the palace, like your worship.
Your palace, what? With the condition of that father, your place of dwelling, your names, your ages, what having, breeding, or anything that is fitting to be known. Discover!
Are but plain fellows, sir.
Alive! You are rough and harrowing. No lie. It becomes none but tradesmen, who often give us dangerous to lie. But we pay them for it with scant coin, not stabbing steel. Therefore, they give us no lie.
Indeed, you yourself got one. If you had not caught yourself in the worship, are you a courtier, like you, sir?
Whether you like me or no, I am a courtier.
Seest not the air of the court in these folders?
Hath not my patronage the measure of the court? Receives not thy nose court odor from me? Thinkest thou, for that I is court odors from thee thy business. Therefore I am no courtier. I'm courtier papapi, and one that will either push on or pluck back from thy business there. Whereupon I command thee to open thy affairs.
My business, sir, to the king.
What advocate hast thou to him?
I know not, like you, sir. Advocates of court order for a pheasant. Say you have none. None, sir. I have no pheasant, cock nor hen. He cannot be but a great courtier. His garments are rich, but he wears them not handsomely. He seems to be the more noble in being fantastical. Great man, I'll warrant I can tell, but
The bottle then. What's in the bottle? Wherefore that box?
sir, there lies such secrets in this fardel and box, which none must know but the king, and which he shall know within this hour, if I may come to speech of him.
Yet thou hast lost thy labor.
Why, sir?
The king is not in the palace. He has gone aboard a new vessel to air himself and purge melancholy. For if thou be capable of being serious, thou must know the king is full of grief.
So it is said, sir, about his son that should have married a shepherd's daughter.
If that shepherd be not in hand fast, let him fly. The curses he shall feel, the pains he shall suffer, will break the backs of men, the heart of monsters. Think you so, sir? Not he alone shall suffer what would make any vengeance bitter, but all those remain to him, though removed 50 times, shall come under the hangman, which, though it be a great pity, it is necessary. An old sheep whistling rogue, a rent, to offer his daughter into grace. Some say he should be stoned, but that death is too soft, say I. Draw our throne into a sheepcote, all deaths are too few, the sharpest too easy.
Has the old man a son, sir? Like you, sir?
He has a son. Who shall be flayed alive? Anointed over the head, set upon the head of a waspus, and made to stand till he be 3 quarters in the tree. And then revived again. Then, raw as he is, from the hottest day in the world, taste him flames. He shall be set against a brick wall, with the sun looking with a southward eye upon him, where he shall behold him with flies blown to death. What talk we of these dreadful irrationals? These misfortunes are to be laughed at, their offences being so serious. Tell me, for you seem to be honest plain man, what you have to the king. If it be something gently considered, I will take you to where he is aboard, tender your persons in his presence, and whisper on your behalf. If it be the man besides the king to effect your suits, here is man shall do it.
He seems to be of great authority. Clothed with giving gold. Though authority be a stubborn bear, it is oft led by the nose with gold. Show the inside of your purse to the outside of his hand, and then no more ado. Remember, stoned and flayed alive.
And it please you, sir, to undertake the business for us. Here's that gold I have. I'll make it as much more, and leave this young man in pawn till I bring it you.
After I've done what I promised.
Aye, sir.
Well, give me the warranty.
Are you a party in this business? In some sort, sir. Though my case may be a pitiful one, I pray I shall not be flayed out of it.
Oh, that's the case of the shepherd's son.
Take him! He'll be made an example. Comfort, good comfort. We must, king, show our strange sight. You must know 'tis none your daughter, nor my sister. God else. Sir, I will give you as much as this old man does when the business is performed, and remain, as he says, your pawn till it be brought you.
I will trust you. Walk along this side. Go on the right hand. I will but look upon the hedge and fall.
You are blessed, as I may say in this man, even blessed.
That's before, as he bids us. He is provided to do us good.
If I had a mind to be honest, I see fortune would not suffer me. She drops booties in my mouth. I'm courted now in the dark. Gold, and a means to do the things my master good, which who knows that might come back to my advancement. I will take these two moles, these blind ones, aboard the prince, and if you think it fit to shore them up again, and the complaint they have for the king concerns him nothing, let him call me rogue for being so far vicious, for I am proof against that title and what shame else belongs to me. To him will I present them, there may be matter in it.
done enough, have performed a saint-like sorrow. No fault could you make which you have not redeemed, indeed paid down more penitence than done trespass. At the last, do as the heavens have done, forget your equal, and with them forgive yourself.
Whilst I remember her and her virtues, I cannot forget my blemishes in them. And so still think of the wrong I did myself, which was so much that else it hath made my kingdom and destroyed the sweetest companion that e'er man bred his hopes out of. True.
Too true, my lord. If one by one you wedded all the world, or from all the art took something good to make a perfect woman, she you killed would be unparalleled.
I think so. Killed. She I killed. I did so, but that strikes me sorely to say I did. It is as bitter upon my tongue as in my thought. Now, good now, say not so.
Not at all, good lady. You might have spoken 1,000 things that would have done the time more benefit, or graced your kindness better.
You are one of those who would have him wed again.
You would not so, you pity not the state, nor the remembrance of his most sovereign name. Consider little what dangers by his highness's veil of issue may drop upon his kingdom and devour it in certain lookers on. What were more holy than to rejoice the former queen as well? What holier than, for royalty's repair, present comfort, for future good, to bless the bed of majesty again with a sweet fellow to it.
There is none worthy, respecting her that's gone. Besides, the gods will have fulfilled their secret purposes. For has not the divine Apollo said, is it not the tenor of his oracle, that King Leontes shall not have an heir, till his lost child be found? Which, that it shall, is all as monstrous to our human reason, as my Antigonus to break his grave, and come again to me, who, on my life, did perish with the infant. The contrary, oppose against their wills. Care not. The crown will find an heir. Great Alexander left his to the worthiest, so his successor was like to be best.
Good Paulina, who hast the memory of Hermione, I know in honor. Oh, that ever I had swept me to thy counsel. Then even now I might have looked upon my queen's full eyes, have taken treasure from her lips.
You left them more rich than what they needed.
That speaks true. No more such wives, therefore no wife. One worse and better used would make her. Sainted spirit again possess her corpse, and on this stage where we offenders now appear so vexed and begin. Why to me?
Had she such power, she had just cause.
She had, and would incense me to murder her, I imagine.
I should say. Were I the ghost that walked, I'd bid you mark her eye, and tell me for what dull parchment you chose her. Then I'd shriek, that even your ears should rift to hear me, and the words that follow should be, remember mine.
Stars. Stars, and all eyes else dead cold. Fear thou no wife. I'll have no wife, Paulina.
Will you swear never to marry but by my free leave?
Never, Paulina, so be blessed my spirit.
Then would my lord bear witness to his oath.
You tempt him overmuch.
And bless another as like Hermione as is her portrait, affront his eye.
Good madam, I have done.
Yet, if my lord will not, if you will, sir, no remedy but you will, give me the office to choose you queen. She shall not be so young as was your former, but she shall be such as walked your first queen's ghost, which should take joy to see her in your arms.
My true Paulina, we shall not marry till thou bidst us.
I shall be your first queen's kinsman, never to them.
One that gives out himself Prince Florizel, son of Polixenes, with his princess. She, the fairest I've yet beheld, desires access to your high presence.
What with him? He comes not like to his father's greatness is approached so out of circumstance and sudden, tells us 'tis not a visitation framed, but forced by need and accident. What train?
What few knows but me?
His princess, say you, bid him?
Ah, the most peerless piece of earth, I think, that ever the sun shone to earth.
Oh, Hermione, as every present time doth boast itself above a better gone, so must thy grave give way to what's seen now. Sir, you yourself have said and writ so, but your writing now is colder than that week. She had not been, nor was not to be equalled. Thus your verse flowed with the beauty once. 'Tis shrewdly ebbed to say you've seen a better.
Pardon, madam. The one I've almost forgot. Your pardon. The other, when she's obtained your eye, will have your tongue too. This is a creature, would she begin a sect, might quench the zeal of all professors else. They can process who she must then follow.
Ha! Not women.
Woman will love her that she is a woman, more worth than any man. Man that she is the rarest of all women.
Cleomenes, yourself, assisted with your honored friends, bring them to our embracement. Still, 'tis strange he thus should steal upon us.
Darkness, small children, seen this hour, you have read well with this word. There was not a full month between the words.
Prithee, no more. Cease. Thou knowest he dies to me again when talked to. Sure, when I shall see this gentleman, thy speeches will bring me to consider that which may unfurnish me of reason. There come. Your mother was most true to wedlock, Prince, for she did print your royal father off conceiving you. Only by 21, your father's image is so hit in you, his very heir, that I should call you brother, and speak of something widely by us performed before. Most dearly welcome, and your fair princess. Goddess. Oh. Alas, I lost a couple twixt heaven and earth might thus have stood, begetting wonder as you, gracious couple, do. Then I lost all mine own folly, the society, amity too of your brave father, whom, though bearing misery, I desire my life once more to look on him.
By his command have I here touched Sicilia, and from him give you all greetings that a king, at friend, could send his brother. And but infirmity, which waits upon worn times, hath something seized his wished ability. He had himself the lands and waters twixt your throne and his measure to look upon me, whom he loves. He bade me say so, more than all the scepters and those that bear the living.
Oh, my brother, good gentlemen, the wrongs I have done thee stir fresh within me. And these thy offices so rarely kinder, as interpreters of my behindhand slackness. Welcome hither, as the spring is to the earth. And hath he too exposed this paragon to the
Believed in the king and Camilla, the very notes of admiration. Seemed almost to stare on one another, to tear the cases of their eyes. Speech in their garments, language in their very gestures. They looked, they had heard of a world ransomed, and one destroyed. Notable passion of wonder appeared in them. The wisest beholder that knew no more but seeing, not say of the importance or joy or sorrow, but in the extremity of the one must needs. Here comes a gentleman with happiness for. The news, Joe.
Nothing but bonfires. The king's daughter is found. The oracle is fulfilled. Such a deal of rejoicing has broken out within this hour that ballad makers cannot be able to express it. But here comes Lady Martha Stewart. He can win the award. How goes it now, sir? This news, which is called true, is so like an old tale that verity lives in strong suspicion. Has the king found his heir?
Most true, if ever truth were pregnant by circumstance. That which you hear, you'll swear you see. There is such unity in the groups. The mantle of Queen Hermione's,
Her jewel about the neck of it? The letters of Antigonus, found of it, which they know to be his character. The majesty of the creature in resemblance of the mother. The affection and nobleness which nature shows, love for breeding. And many other evidences proclaim her with all certainty to be the king's daughter. Did you see the meeting of the two kings?
No.
Then you lost it, which was to be seen, cannot be spoken of. There might you have beheld one joy crown another, sown in such manner that it seemed sorrow wet to take leave of it. For their joy waded in tears. There was casting up of eyes, holding up of hands, with countenance of such distraction that they were to be known by a garment, not by figure. Our king, being ready to leap out of himself for joy of his found daughter, as if that joy were now become a loss, cries, "Oh, thy mother, thy mother!" Then asks Bohemia forgiveness, then embraces his son-in-law, then again worries he his daughter with clipping her. Now he thanks the old shepherd, which stands by like a weather-bitten conduit in many kings' reigns. I never heard of such another account, which lays report to follow and undoes description to do it.
What pray became of Antigonus that carried us the child?
Like an old tale still, which will have matter to rehearse, though credit be asleep and not a hero, he was torn to pieces by a bear. Not only his innocence, which seems much, to justify him, but a handkerchief and rings of his that all I know.
Him of his bark and his followers.
Wrecked, the same instant of their master's death, and in the view of the shepherd, so that all the instruments which aid to expose the child were even then lost when it was found. But oh, the noble combat that twixt joy and sorrow was fought in Pauline. She had one eye declined for the loss of her husband, another elevated that the oracle was fulfilled. She lifted the child from death, and so walks her and embraced her, as if she would bring her to her home, that she might no more be named of beauty.
The dignity of this act is worth the audience of kings and princes. For by such it was acted.
One of the prettiest touches of all, and that which angled for mine eyes, caught the water though not the fish, was when, at the relation of the queen's death, how she came to it bravely confessed, and lamented by the king, how attentiveness wounded his daughter, till, from one sign of dolor to another, she did with him, alas, I would fain say, weep tears, for I am sure my heart wept blood. Who was most marvel there changed color? Some swooned, all sorrowed. If all the world could have seen it, the woe would be universal.
Have they returned to court?
No. The princess, hearing of her mother's statue, which is in the keeping of Pauline, a piece many years in doing, and now newly performed by that rare Italian master, Giulio Romano, who, had he himself a turn, could put breath into his word, would guile nature of her custom, so perfect is he directed. He's so near to her mind, the thumb her mind, that they say one would speak to her and stand in hope of answer. Thither with all greediness of affection are they gone, and there they enter the sun.
I thought she had some great matter there in hand, for she hath privately, twice or thrice a day, ever since the death of her life, visited that removed house. Shall we thither in with our company, peace and rejoicing?
Who would be absent that has the benefit of access? Every wink of an eye, some new grace will be born. Your absence makes us some difference to our knowledge. Let's along.
Not that that had formed my feelings. You prefer to drop on my head. Look at the old man and his son aboard. Told him I heard them talk of the water. Oh, I know not what. But he, at that time, were fond of the shepherd's daughter, so he took her to be. Who began to be much seasick, and some little better. Trembling of weather continuing, the mystery remained undiscovered. But 'tis all unto me. Had I been the finder out of this little secret, it would not have relished among my other discredits. Ah, here come those that I have done good to against my will. All but a few hearing have been lost.
Come, boy. I am past more children, but thy sons and daughters will be all gentlemen born.
You are well met, sir. You denied to fight with me the other day because I was no gentleman born. See these clothes? So you see them not, and still think me no gentleman born. You were best to say these robes are gentleman born. Would give me the lie, too, and try whether I am not now a gentleman born.
I know you are now, sir, a gentleman born.
I have been any time these 4 hours. So you have. But I was a gentleman born before my father. For the king's son took me by the hand, called me brother, and the 2 kings called my father brother. The prince my brother and the princess my sister called my father father. And so we wept. And these were the first gentleman-like tears that we ever shed. We may live, my son, to shed many more. Or else 'twere hard luck being in so preposterous a state as we are.
I beseech you, sir, you can forgive me all the faults I have committed to your worship.
And to give me a good report to the prince my master?
Prithee, son, do, for we must be gentle, now we are gentlemen.
Thou wilt amend thy life?
Aye, in it like your worship.
And give me thy hand. I'll swear to the prince that thou art an honest and true fellow as any in all Bohemia.
You may say it, but not swear it.
Not swear it? Now I am a gentleman? Let Boris and Franklin say it, I'll swear it.
How if it be false, my son?
If it ever be so false, a true gentleman may swear it on behalf of his friend. And I'll swear to the prince that thou art a tall fellow with thy hands, and that thou wilt not be drunk. But I know that thou art no tall fellow with thy hands, and that thou wilt be drunk. But I'll swear it, and I would thou wouldst be a tall fellow with thy hands.
I will prove so, sir, to my power.
Aye, by any means, burn to be a tall fellow. If I do not wonder how thou darest venture to be drunk, not being a tall fellow with thy hands, trust me not. Hark! The kings and princes, our kindred, are going to see the king's picture. Come, follow us. We'll be thy good masters.
gravely would malign the greatest comfort that I have with thee.
Oh, sovereign sir, I did not well, I meant well. All my services you have paid for. You have vouchsafed with your crowned brother, and these contracted heirs of your interest, my poor husband's sake. It is a service of your grace which never my life may last on.
Oh, Paulina, we honor you with trouble. But we came off we. Your gallery have we passed through, not without much content in many singularities, but we saw not that which my daughter came to look on, the statue of her mother.
Has she lived peerless? Silver dead likeness, I do well believe, cells would never yet be looked upon, or hand of man have done. Therefore I keep it lonely, apart. But here it is. Prepare to see life as live mocked as ever still sleep mocked death. Behold and say it is well. I like your silence. The more shows off your wonder. But yet speak. First you, my liege. Comes it not something near?
Her natural posture. Chide me, dear stone, that I may say indeed thou art Hermione, or rather thou art she, and I not chiding, for she was as tender as infancy bliss. But yet, Paulina, Hermione was not so much wrinkled, nothing so aged as this seems.
Oh, not quite much.
So much the more our carver's excellence, which lets go by some 16 years, and makes her as she lived now.
As now she might have taught. So much to my good comfort as it is now piercing to my soul. Thus she stood, even with such life of majesty, warm life as now coldly stands, when first I wooed her. I'm ashamed. Does not the stone rebuke me for being more stone than it? So royal peace, there's magic in thy majesty, which has my evils conjured to remembrance, and from thy admiring daughter took the spirit standing by stone with
And give me leave, and do not say to superstition that I kneel and then implore her blessing. Lady, dear queen, that ended when I but began, give me that hand of yours to kiss.
Oh, patience. The statue is but newly fixed, the color's not dry.
My lord, your sorrow was too sorely long. 16 winters cannot blow away so many summers dry. Scarce any joy did ever live so long. No sorrow had killed itself much sooner.
Dear my brother, let him that was the cause of this have power to take off so much grief from you, as he will peace up in himself.
Indeed, my liege, if I had thought the sight of this my privilege would thus have wrought you, the stone is mine, I do not have showed it.
Do not draw the curtain.
No longer shall you gaze on it, lest your fancy may think it on blooms.
Let be. Let be. Would I were dead, but that methinks already. What was he that did make it? See, my lords, would you not deem it breathed, and that those veins did verily bear blood?
Blasphemous God. The very life seems warm upon her lip.
Fixture of her eye has motion in it, as we are mocked with art.
Draw the curtain. My lord's almost so far transported, he'll think anon delirious.
Oh, sweet Paulina, making to think so 20 years together, no settled senses of the world to match the pleasure of that man. Let it alone.
I am sorry, sir. I have thus far stirred you. Yet I could afflict you farther.
Do, Paulina, for this affliction has a taste as sweet as any cordial comfort. Still he thinks there is an air comes from her. What fine chisel could ever yet cut bread? Let no man mock me, for I will kiss her.
Good my lord Rivera, the ruddiness upon her lip is wet. Her mar to please it, stain your own with oily painting. Shall I draw the curtain?
No. Not this 20.
So long can I stand by, my arm. Either forbear, quit presently the chapel, or resolve you for more amazement. You can behold it, I'll make the statue move, indeed descend, and take you by the hand. But then you'll think, which I protest against, I am assisted by wicked powers.
What you can make her do, I am content to look on. What to speak, to hear, for 'tis as easy to make her speak as move.
It is required to do away with your faith. Then all stand still, or let those that think it is unlawful business I am about to depart.
Proceed, no foot shall stir.
'Tis time. Descend. Be stone no more. Approach. Strike all that look upon with marvel. Come, I'll fill your grave up. Stir, nay, come away. Bequeath to death your numbness, for from him dear life reviews you. You perceive she stirs. Start not. Her actions shall be as holy as you hear my spell is lawful. Do not shun her until you see her die again, for then you kill her double. Nay, present your hand. When she was young, you wooed her. Now in age is she become the suitor.
Oh. She's warm. It has been magic let it be an art lawful as eating.
She embraces him. She hangs around his neck. If she pertains to life, let her speak too.
Aye. Make manifest where she has lived, or how stolen from the dead.
That she is living, were it but told you, should be hinted at like an old tale. Yet it appears she lives, though yet she speak not. Mark a little while. Please you to interpose your madam. Kneel and pray your mother's blessing. Turn the lady. The dagger is found.
You gods look down, and from your seething files pour your graces upon my daughter's head. Tell me, my love, where hast thou been pursued? Where live? Upon thy father's court. For thou shalt hear that I live by Pauline, or in hope thou wast with me, and preserve myself to see thee sheep.
There's time enough for that, lest they desire upon this push to trouble thy joys with like relations. Go together, you precious winners all. Your exultation partake to every one. Myself, an old turtle, will wean me to some withered bough, and there my mate, that's never to be found again, lament till I am lost.
Oh, peace, Paulina! How should a husband take by my consent as I by thine of life? This is a match and made between us by vows. Thou hast found mine. And how is to be questioned, for I saw her as I thought, dead. And had in vain said many a prayer upon her grave. I'll not go far to find thee an honourable husband. For him I partly know his mind. Come, Camillo. Take her by the hand. Who is rich, honesty and worth is richly noted, and yet justified by us a pair of kings. Let's from this place. What look upon my brother? Both your pardons, that e'er have been your holy looks I put my ill suspicion. This, your son-in-law, and son unto the king, whom heaven's directing is troth plight to your daughter. Good Paulina, lead us hence, that we may leisurely each one demand an answer to his part performed in this Wide gap of time since first we interceded. Hastily lead away.